How did this go so wrong?
Alright, 43, Jesus. Gonna need a...
I think it's safe to rest here now.
Keep that in the back of my mind, I guess. Wolves this way, got it. Where's the fast travel from here? I guess it's the one near the camp, right? I guess it's faster to walk.
Okay, off we go.
Why do they have such a strong-ass Zoogle right at the beginning of the game? I guess it's supposed to teach you about, like, monsters you should stay away from, but it's like every other big Zoogle we found has
All we
been
have to do is get rid of
manageable.
that thing, right?
Get lost!
A lot of it's buried, but some of it could still be usable.
Only if we drive off the Zoogles, though. Is the area worth the trouble? I suppose we won't be running out of work anytime soon.
That was super easy, Jesus.
Right, here goes! Go, go, Demon Fang! Ha!
Small, but a victory nonetheless.
We have a long way yet to go.
Oh man, we have 4 EXP with a 1.2 bonus? Wow. A whole 4 EXP, Jesus.
I think it's safe to rest here now.
We have to wait
Yeah.
in-game time
Sorry.
for that guy to find an outfit?
Damn it. Hey.
Gotcha.
Right.
Did we ever tell them about Zephyr's death here, though?
You seem happy for someone who just went on a wild goose chase.
Hey, when you're free, there's no need to sweat the small stuff.
Oh, it's no skin off my nose. But if we're done here already, can we get back to our mission?
Guess we should stop by Citadel while we're
Okay,
here.
off we go.
Go up the elevator first. Maybe I'm just missing how to open up the map more, but probably not that I can see. It's definitely not zoom. It's the cavern. That is not what I want to do. Oh, I'm also stopped by the Owl Forest too while we're here. God knows
We've
I need
reached our
those life
destination.
bottles.
I think Hoodle senses something.
Owl Spotter achievement. This is the same exact scene. Oh, an apple jump, cool. Noble Blossom. Noble Crimson. Gathered Inherit Coat. We got a lot of stuff.
Look, it's all the owls we found. I guess this was their way of thanking us for finding them.
It looks like they're grouping up by color. Is that a thing?
Actually, the color of Dan and Owl's feathers is based on their maturity and their astral energy element. So maybe they stick to certain groups even if they all belong to the same kingdom.
Then I guess that means we can tell just how many owls we found in each domain.
They seem to be saying something.
Maybe they're thanking us for finding their buddies.
I don't know, that was a really smug-ass face coming
Then
from
again,
the king.
maybe they're telling us that we have more owls to find.
I think the queen is protesting that they shouldn't put undue pressure on us.
Maybe he's arguing back that we're the only ones they can actually turn to?
Right. Which is why the queen is worried about sowing any ill will with us.
We'll do our best, so don't worry, I think.
Can you understand them?
Of course not, I'm just inferring. For some reason, when I hear them talk, that's just what I imagine them saying.
Oh, well, I think you're pretty close to the mark at least.
Well, don't worry about it. We're not breaking our backs over this. I think that was a thank you.
Seems like it, from both of them.
Hoodle seems happy with this. Isn't that nice, Rinwell?
Huh? Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Did we really find no owls? Oh no, it's up here. I will go with it. You know, the green area wasn't the green owls, apparently.
Okay, off we go.
Alley. Hideout. Doesn't seem like there's anything here.
Always good to be back in familiar territory.
Nope. Yeah, I don't see anything. Okay, back, I don't think that's the way out. Now this one looks familiar.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
Now we can finally continue on our journey. After an hour of side quest. I remember though, 43. I come back and kick that guy's ass when I can.
Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle?
Mahog Sar. That makes 4 out of the 5 realms that I've visited now.
I wonder what kind of lord we're gonna find there.
It doesn't matter. If they try to get in our way, we'll take them down and that'll be that.
There's something in the water.
Is there?
I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Ren and eyes. Bear in mind, Our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble. I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod. You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you. Here, let me show you how it's done.
Okay, fishing. Now we finally have a use for all these spots. Oh god, we have to actually fish. Oh, reel in, soft shake, hard shake. Okay. They did not like that one.
Looks like I lost it. Ha!
I'm getting a very Three Houses kind of fishing
Reel
from
it
this.
in.
Wait, how do I reel in? Oh god. I got that Final Fantasy 15 again for fishing. Oh no, that was not the right button.
Disappointing.
I'm determined to catch a fish. Nope, they did not like the hard shake, I'll tell you that. I'm gonna lose this one.
Okay, change of plans.
I don't think it matters where I was cast, right?
Could it be?
This does not seem to be going well.
Dag nabbit, it got away.
There's an Albie? God. Why am I so bad at this?
There we go.
Don't feel like I'm reeling in half the time. Pretty sure you just hold the button, right? Okay, so I think wearing down its HP is a good thing. Yeah, okay. I thought that was a bad thing.
I'll catch something bigger next time.
Could have been worse. At least you caught something.
Ah, yeah, we're quitting fishing for that. That was terrible.
And that's all there is to it.
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me. Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins. Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
When you put it like that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
That was exactly
I was
what to
hoping
say.
we'd get to fish during our travels. and it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us.
Okay!
Okay. Meagle's Rod. Beginner's Popper. Your overlimit hail prevention. That might be useful. Nether dodge is definitely important. There's been too many times I've been just caught out.
I'm always amazed what healing arts can do.
Just doing...
How's that move?
Hey.
Hmm?
Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey, though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it.
That seemed unneeded hostility from Rinwa.
I've noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you, and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
So his boost
I'm
skill
glad
is,
at least
right?
one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohalim handle it.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help.
I don't think we got a tutorial yet for his boost attack.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danon slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renin doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman, and this is my chance to have a new beginning.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Danon, while the Renins are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Danons in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Danons in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
This one will be difficult to predict.
I almost pressed the wrong button to start attacking. Man, Alphen having what, like 6 AG here is such a difference from 4?
We work well together.
Finally time to walk.
God, these things aren't hard, they're just annoying to hit. Jesus.
This could be useful.
Apparently Alphen was getting beat up though. What the hell are these guys?
All right.
Oh yeah, we finally get Dohalim's tutorial. Dohalim's boost attack grows vines from the ground to ensnare enemies and strike them. Effective on fleet-footed enemies, this nullifies their evasive abilities and downs them.
There's nowhere to run from my art. When he slows down, that's our chance.
Wow, where was the tracking?
In a bind?
Okay, there's tracking on that one because clearly it didn't hit the one I wanted to target. Hey, when fast enemies like wolves or monkeys appear, said Dohalim, his boost attack will nullify their evasion abilities and keep them from dodging.
Looks like you got this one covered.
This is a tutorial. I don't have to worry about taking any damage.
In an instant! Impact cross! We work well together. Like a finely timed wall.
The vibes wear off, right? I know it does. I've seen it wear off.
This one's got your name on it.
Action to action.
It's in the
Got some
tutorial, does
interesting
it?
moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Danon history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course.
What the hell was it? Crocodile Crusher. Ages ago, this worn down hammer was used to beat back crocodile. What the hell? Those skills enough to dual wield with it were Lawdish champions. Artifacts confer special effects simply by having them. Okay. Oh, you can turn them on and off. Additional art panels. You can now. Thank God. They're in keyboard controls. Okay, it looks like left trigger.